Pre-Algebra, Lesson 11-3, page 553, number 10. We've already covered most of this lesson in class, but for those of you who are absent, I want to cover these questions. Listen to the directions. It says, write the equation of the line that passes through each pair of points in slope-intercept form. Here it is again. Write the equation of the line that passes through each pair of points in slope-intercept form. Okay, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So we need our equation to be in that form. And in order to do that, we need to know two things. We need to know what m equals and what b equals. M stands for the slope. B stands for the y-intercept. We know how to find the slope. We have a slope formula. The slope formula is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. This is x sub 1, this is y sub 1, this is x sub 2, and this is y sub 2. This just means the first x coordinate, the first y coordinate, the second x coordinate, the second y coordinate. That's all that means. So then we plug in the respective numbers into the formula. 6 minus negative 6 over 2 minus negative 1. You all know that subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive, so we can just do this. So now it says 6 plus 6, which equals 12, over 2 plus 1, which equals 3. And when we simplify that, we get 4. This was the slope formula. So m equals 4. You need that piece of information. I'm going to put that over here, that m equals 4. Well, what else do we need? We need b. Now I'm going to erase most of what I have here to make room for the next step. Okay, our points are still up there, -1, -6, and 2, 6. As you look at y equals mx plus b, there are 4 pieces. We can solve for any one of those pieces if we know the other 3. And we still need b. That's the one we don't know. But we have an x and a y and an m. Here's where we get our x and our y. We have 2 points here, so we have 2 x's and 2 y's. We can pick whichever ones we want, but we're going to pick this point right here. We pick our favorite point. We like that one because there aren't any negatives. So you take y equals mx plus b, and you plug in m, x, and y. So for y, we're going to put 6. For m, we're going to put 4, and that's multiplied by x, which is 2, plus b, which is the thing we do not know. Now we know how to solve for b. The next step would be 6 equals 8 plus b. Now to get b by itself, we're going to subtract 8 from both sides, leaving us with b equals -2. Okay, now we have these 2 things that we said we needed. You go back to your y equals mx plus b, and you simply plug in m and b. Keep the y, m is 4, keep the x, plus b in this case would be -2. This is the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. Let's go ahead and try another one of those. Question number 11 on that same page says 0, 5, and 3, -1. To find the equation of a line that passes through those 2 points, we need to remember that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. To write the equation, we need two things. Those two things are m and b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. We know how to find the slope by using the slope formula, which is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Remember that this is x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Then we go ahead and plug each item in, and we get m equals negative 1 minus 5 over 3 minus 0, which simplifies to negative 6 over 3, which can be further simplified to negative 2. So our slope is negative 2. We have one of the two things we needed. The other thing is the y-intercept. There are 4 items here. We know 3 of them, so we can solve for the 4th one. We're going to pick our favorite point. We're going to like this one better because there aren't any negatives in it. The y-coordinate there is 5. Our slope from over here is negative 2, which we're multiplying by our x, which is 0 from that point, plus b, which is the thing we do not know. Then we solve for b. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. So really that's just 5 equals b, because 0 plus doesn't amount to anything. So b equals 5. Now we have the two things that we need to know. So we take our y equals mx plus b, and we plug in, keep the y, m is negative 2, keep the x, plus 5. That is the equation of a line that contains these 2 points in slope-intercept form.